Matthew Schwab, CEO of Kraken Energy Corp. We're lucky to have him with us today. Matthew, tell us a little bit more about your company and why is it different than other uranium exploration companies?
Sure. So Kraken Energy, we're a junior uranium exploration development company. At the time being, we're focused solely on the U.S. market and U.S. assets. We have 4 high-grade uranium properties in the United States, 3 in Nevada, 1 in Utah, and we're looking to aggressively explore those and push those forward through development in the coming years.
Right, and why is U.S. such an interesting jurisdiction to do those projects in?
Well, I'm sure most people who are interested in uranium right now, they're quite aware of the growing worldwide demand for uranium, as well as the ever-increasing deficit that we're seeing around the world in current projections. The U.S. is actually a very drastic example of that deficit. Typically, it requires anywhere from 45 to 65 million pounds per year to power their reactor fleet of 92 reactors I think they have right now, where in contrast, they only produce about 5 to 10,000 pounds per year. So we're looking to bridge that gap and become an explorer that moves into development phase and can actually satisfy some of that growing demand in the United States.
So Matthew, as an investor, what should you look into before buying a uranium exploration stock?
Well, as you know, a lot of the interest growing in uranium right now, people are just kind of jumping in all over the place into uranium investment. But something I look for personally is realism and how a company can actually move their projects forward into development or production. With a lot of companies out there exploring the depths of 1.5 kilometers to 2 kilometers in areas that are very, very hard to access, the capital costs required to move those into a production state are astronomical in some cases. Looking at the Athabasca Basin, for example, some properties, they discovered uranium deposits 30, 40 years ago that have still never seen the light of day. As we move into that territory over $100 uranium prices, we will likely see some of those come into production. But that's one of the reasons that we're really focused on the assets we have in the United States, which have near or at surface uranium values, which require much less capital cost to move those into production.
Right. And in terms of this uranium bull run we're heading into that started, what's going to make it different than the last one, you think?
You know what? I think because of the slow climb we've seen with this uranium cycle, I think it is going to be far more sustainable. It's not artificially inflated by all the buying that happened by New York hedge funds last time around, back in the early 2000s. So because we've seen this slow climb, I think even once we breach and keep moving past that $100 price mark, if it does fall, I think 100 is going to be the new baseline. So I think it will be far more sustainable.
Right. Also, last year there was some notable M&A activities. Do you see that moving forwards in 2024 as well, happening the same way?
We've definitely seen some interesting moves recently with Consolidated and ISO, and then the new AFA announcement coming out just a little while ago. That's part of a uranium bull cycle. M&A activity definitely heats up as you move through that cycle, and I think it's going to be a pretty exciting year moving forward.
Right. And for your company, Kraken, what are the exciting milestones to look forward to in 2024?
Well, right now, we just announced that we got our permit approved for the drilling at Harts Point, which is our flagship property in Utah. So as we move forward into the next couple of months here, we're going to mobilize and kick off drilling on that property. I'm very excited for that. And I think some values coming out of the ground is going to be a great move moving forward.
Right. Looking forward to following the story. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I think that's great for now. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, Matthew, thanks for having me.
All right.